Offline review for Gourmet. Let's get into it. Nocturne versus Jarvan. Get a Raptor ward. Want to clear up because bot lane's Veigar and top is Azir. Makes sense. Top's volatile-ish. Bot is kind of boring. Seraphine Brown end. Full clear up. I would do Raptors into Krugs here. Just so you sync, and then Red, just so you sync the camps up together better, but it's not the biggest of deals. Okay, walk up here. Looks like Jarvan, path up 2. Should press W here for sure, but this is winning 1v1. But I wouldn't overchase because as you see mid base, so Yon will come. So you could like scrap a little bit, but you should probably just look to leave. The faster you can base, the faster. If you insta base, then you can do crab before Gromp. But if you base in like 20 seconds, then you won't have time to do crab before Gromp because then you'll. I mean, because then you'd have to skip Gromp. So I think there's no point to really keep fighting him. Yon will just come. Start leaving. See top's fighting, so you go to help top lane. He flashes away from you like an idiot. Chase this guy. Well, you still want 1v1 versus Jarvan, so you could take this. Flash after him. Loki, this is 1-for-1's fine. The situation kind of sucks, but I wouldn't say it's your fault. Your top laner did get solo killed, which has nothing to do with you. And you end up getting a kill for yourself, so I wouldn't be too mad with this situation. Not the greatest, but again, I don't think it's really your fault per se. I think maybe you did have to take such an aggressive fight versus Jarvan. Like, technically, you could have just like initially, like not like just once you see him, you just play not to fight him because again, you recognize that they have mid prio, and technically, if you were top even 2 seconds faster instead of fighting this guy, and you're 2 seconds faster instead of being where you are right now, you'd be like here, and then maybe you'd be able to save Azir and kill Yasuo. That is true. I think you have to recognize faster that he has mid prio, so there's really no point to fight him and being here 2 seconds faster would have made a difference. But I wouldn't beat yourself up for it too much, right? Go to this. You invaded because you know you're stronger over 1 because you got the kill and he only got an assist. So you have pickaxe longsword, and you're here on spawn, and you have mid prio. This makes a lot of sense to me. This is really good. Full clear up now. This is good because now you're gonna be guaranteed first to 6, which is obviously great for Nocturne. This is good right now. You're 6. You just hit it. It's impossible. Even if the jungle's here, it's impossible. He's level 6. Like he's level 5. Perfect. So good job. Good gank. Base play. I think here play back into his Raptors. You still have low advantage, and you still have advantage, especially because you just base he didn't, right? But in this case, sadly he has mid and bot prio, and they see you, so you can't really. Normally you'd invade his Raptors, but here you can't. You can't start dragon either because they have vision on it. Here I think just don't be late to your Gromp, right? Like this is not a real gank. Like when you see he has Z, it just again he'll always E back. You have no ult to follow him. Just go to your Gromp. There's no reason. The way you should view it is the faster you kill Gromp, the faster you can kill wolves, and the faster you kill raptors, and faster and then the faster you kill them, the faster they respawn, and then the faster you kill them again, and you're just gonna be up a lot of gold and XP in the long run. And also, the faster you kill the camps, the faster you have free time to gank. Right? The way timers work, the reason why it's a timer is the way is when you kill all your camps and you have nothing better to do. Now you have free time translation that you have a timer to do whatever the fuck you want, right? But when you don't have your camps up like you do right now, you're just wasting time actually. You don't have free time. And in this case, you should be dead. If he ulti, you're just dead. He's actually bad. He can just maybe you're not dead, but you have no flash of the ulti. You're stuck in it. Again, I think it's just a big waste of time. You're getting chunked for free. You're late to your camps. Like if you never did all of that, you have to say you were on red buff right now. Raptors are dead. Gromp's already dead. Obviously, you're on red buff right now, right? And now you're on grubs. Sorry, now you're on Krugs and now you're on grubs. And imagine our world right now. All 3 of these camps are dead, and you're hitting the grubs right now, right? All of this would be real, not fantasy land, if you just didn't fight mid for no reason. See? And now Jarvan has the ability to contest grubs. Before, if you're on grubs already, he has to choose dragon or contest. Now he doesn't have to choose. Now he can do dragon, and he can still contest grubs, right? And now you also have to skip grubs to start it. Normally you wouldn't have to skip these camps, right? You see top's fighting, so it looks like he'll top. Good reaction, good map awareness. Guy dies, good job. But you see, in this case, they're able to take one. They're able to take a grub, which would never happen. That's why wasting time is a really big deal. Like this entire fight wouldn't happen, because there's no grubs to fight over, and then Salos doesn't die, right? It looks like this ends up being, and Azir wouldn't die obviously too. Like it looks like it ended up going all right for you guys. If anything, you guys either won it. It's just so messy. It's all, it's so much luck. So you have to rely on your teammates to play well, rely on enemies to play badly. Like there's so many fucking 100 things. Now Rel's gonna die, you're gonna die, and all this would be avoided if we just didn't skip our camps. I don't want to sound like a broken record, but this shit really does matter. Because it's just luck. Maybe they kill you here. Maybe Jarvan doesn't miss his EQ, right? Or he paths better instead of him pathing from this way from base. What if this guy pathed this way, and instead of him being here, he'd be here right now? You're not avoiding this EQ, right? And they don't have to chase you in your jungle, and then they don't die, and then you don't live. And again, so many what ifs, but they're all possible. If you play this game 1,000 times, you and Rel are dead right now, and blah blah. So again, so far it looks like it went well. You're pretty fucking fed now, but you gotta really not waste time. Okay, you see them fighting, so you walk make the help, get a free kill. Nice, now you base. Good job. To your bot camps. Oh, also, I didn't talk about your items. I think shield break this game is good. I think it'd be better if you built it second. Not because shield break's bad. It just early game they don't even have that many shields. Yes, I know Yon W has a shield, Jarvan W has a shield, Yasuo has a shield, Seraphine W. I know it's a good. That's why I'm agreeing with you. Shield break's good. You have to understand like there's really in the game with because Jarvan's max their shield less. Last the shield's only like 100. So when you're shield breaking it, this only shield breaks half it, right? It's like doing 50 damage, right? Um, Same with Yas. This guy he maxes his W last. He does Q in the knee. So this is also doing like maybe 100, maybe also doing 50 damage then per. Yasuo passive. Pretty sure it scales with his base level. Obviously, at this point in the game, he doesn't have high base level. It's different. You haven't fought her once it's hurt yet this game, so it hurts things matter. So I think it's way better if you went Axiom or I don't know what you're building right now. If you're building Axiom or Profane, these components are either. But I think it'd be way better if you built one of those items first. If you had Axiom right now, for example, your ult would basically ready to be back up, which is very, I don't have to explain why that's important for Nocturne. Or if you went Profane, then you'd probably have, instead of having 92 CS, you probably have 110 CS or more because you'd be killing your camps so much faster, therefore they'd be spawning first, right? And then you just go shield break second, and by the time you'd have shield break, or by the time you'd have your second item, by then they would have their shields would be shielding more, so it would be more effective. If that makes sense, right? Again, I don't think it's bad. I just think that especially with the early lead you got, you could afford the extra item. And I think the Profane and Axiom both help you snowball harder than shield break would. Especially on such an ultimate champion like you if you're going Axiom first. Or again, Profane, same logic with the sense of you just clear camp so much faster. I mean, you're picking this to signify that you're squishy, you can't just jump in, but at the same time, you do so much damage. I'm pretty sure, like, well, Jarvan only has one ability spell, his EQ, right? When he has EQ, he's actually just immobile like every other champion. When he uses EQ, your RQ, Veigar one-shots this guy. R takes him from here to here. Q takes him from here to here. At this point, this is obviously Veigar ult range, right? So you can literally just RQ, don't even have to auto, not a single auto attack, just RQ and instantly click away. And you'll W Seraphine ult or Brand, you'll W anything that, you won't get CC locked, that's what I'm trying to say, right? So I definitely think that at the very least you could trade 1-for-1, which doesn't make it as bad. So, like, I agree with you, you definitely can't, like, full dive in on Seraphine and Brand and do crazy shit. Definitely think you could probably trade 1-for-1. And also killing their jungle is a big deal, because if you kill Jarvan, then they can't pull this dragon, you know? And also, if your logic is, oh, I can't even go in, then why are you even here? With that logic, go do Raptors, go do Krugs. If you're saying, oh, I can't fight or go in because I'm too squishy, then you're just wasting time. You could be killing Raptors right now, and now you'd be on Krugs, and now you'd be ganking Yon, right? Nocturne ult into Azir Shuffle on Yon, he dies. You guys get top plates with the 2 grubs you have, right? So see, if you're gonna be here, fight. If you can't fight, then why are you even here? You could be doing better things. Go take Jarvan's Gromp. Go take Jarvan's Wolves. Again, go take your top camps. Go gank top. Because again, if I drew out what you did the last literally minute and a half here, this is what you did. Just wasting time. So if you're gonna be here, fight. If you're not gonna fight, then don't be here. We got here at 12:50. We leave at 14:05. So you've been here for 70 seconds. 70 seconds you could have done Boom, boom, boom. Killed this guy. Probably got top tower. Only has 2 plates on it, right? You and Azure just hit this together. Recall will be level 10, probably level 11 or 10 in like a half. Get your second item, obviously, off all that money, and then you play for this Herald. Super, super strong. So, yeah. And then you end up just fighting mid anyways. After all that saying, I'm not going to fight, you end up fighting mid anyways and then dying, right? But at this point, you've already lost the dragon, so there's not even an objective to fight for. Yeah, you end up winning Axiom second. So I think it would be better to go Axiom first. Also, you hovered over. I want to see it. A second. Here, when you hovered it. Oh, you just hovered it. You saw your. I can show it to you. I saw it, but I'll show it to you in case you don't believe me. Your Shieldbreak this game is only done 317. I'm not saying that's super low. I'm just saying 317, right? Now, how much damage does your ult do? For example, ult does probably what, 300 damage. Let's say. If you went Axiom first, you'd probably have gotten. Let's say I don't know how many ults you've gotten this game. I'm not counting. Let's say you've gotten 4 ults. If you went Axiom first, you probably would have 5 ults off this game already, right? Because their cooldown would have been reduced. A second, a whole other ult is already the 300 damage from shield reduce, right? Plus the actual damage of when you're ulting. That's another 5 more Qs, more everything. So my point is the actual ability to ult more is going to be more damage than shield break this early in the game. Because again, with how little their shields are, you're not actually breaking any shields that actually matter. You know, their shields are so small. So yeah, definitely think you could have snowballed this game harder. You had a huge lead. You also haven't ganked Seraphine once yet, and she has a big shutdown, and your champion, like, counters her insanely. Like, she's immobile, squishy. You are a lethality dive champion, right? I think you've been getting hella kills top mid, which isn't bad, of course. These, kills are always good. But Seraphine's the strongest member, and he has a big shutdown. So I think this is good to do right now. But I definitely think later, ASAP, and also earlier this game, you should be looking for opportunities to ult the Seraphine. Because if you ult on a Seraphine, tell me what she can do. She can ult you. She can't. You have spell shield. She can stun you. She can't. You're gonna fear her, right? Like your champion design, especially when you decide to go shield break first instead of shield break second, she is the biggest shielder on her team. So when you go shield break first, you're like directly countering her specifically. Okay. I think look the base when you have a lot of money. 1200. I guess you want to base on Brutalizer. Okay, now I want you to base. I think you should probably just base on Tiamat here, to be honest. But if you really want to base on Brutalizer, then do blue and then insta base. You have Herald Recall too. So just base, base, base. Spam Danger Ping. Spam Cautious Ping. Base, 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 base. You have to understand too. Base right now. Base takes usually takes 8 seconds, but that Herald takes 5. So you'll be in base in 5 seconds. I'll count it with you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, now you're in Fountain. Right? You have home guards. Now I'll count from how long it takes you to leave Fountain. 1, I'll try 2, 3, 4. You're here right now. You based. Now, is this all range level 11? Yeah, probably. Or at the very least, you're like fucking 1 second from being in range. But now you're in this fight. This isn't 1400. This is an extra brutalizer. All the damage you see you're about to do right now, just imagine an extra brutalizer on top of it, right? And maybe this extra, like, it wouldn't have mattered. Extra brutalizer wouldn't have done anything. The point is, like, you could just, you end up dying anyways too. So the point is, like, anytime you're able to base and there's not like a very big sense of urgency, like you have to fight right now, just base, right? Especially when you're playing a champion like Nocturne who has semi-global ult, you're able to beat like 2 places at the same time, and you don't forget about stuff like Herald Recall. Obviously you can also smite here to kill us faster. You can smite right now, and then be on the map even earlier than I said. So I don't know. Anything over 1,000 gold, you should definitely be looking to base before fights because 1,000 gold could change a fight. I've seen team fights lost for having one less longsword than you could have had. So, anyways, looks I don't think in this case it would have mattered. It's just the habit and the theory that matters. The lesson. This doesn't apply to this exact moment. Okay, first ever ult on Seraphine in this game. Nice. I think your E is extremely late. You should be Eing and Qing the second you land. Like boom, QE, 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 QE. You already got an auto off. You should be queuing the second you land. So your first auto off rip is empowered, right? Obviously when you're in your shroud, you do more damage. Your Q right now gives you like 230 AD. When you Q, you get like 310. That is 70 AD. You have to understand what 70 AD is, right? Because people don't realize a longsword at 350 AD is 10 AD. So 7 longswords That's 7 times 350. Over 2,000 damage. You're getting over 2,000 stats in pure AD, right? I want you to think about that. That's, you have 5 kills. 5 kills is only 1,500 gold. So you're getting more than 5 kills worth of, stats when you press Q. So you want all your autos to be in that Q damage. You want preferably even when you land on ult. And this is your first ult on Seraphine in this game, and she instantly died. No counterplay, right? Even if Zero's there, I think she would die. So I think we're 19 minutes in, first ult. You got level 6, 5 minutes in. I think I would say we are 14 minutes overdue on ulting this guy. As you saw, it was compared to your older ults, it was so easy. No stress. Ooh, and our second ult on Seraphine, and one shot. I know your Rel, not Rel and Azir helped. But I think you would have done it all on your own. Base again. Got your Profane. Don't think you have to ult this guy. Where's this guy going, right? He is no flash, 40%, 30% when you ult him, and Saus is literally hitting him, right? Just, again, if you're able to save your ult, you should. I know you've Axiom, but Nocturne is low-key useless at his ult, and now you have a minute of no ult. And you're not, so. Sal's pinged it himself. Veigar's fighting mid here. I don't know if you're paying attention. I want you to imagine you had ult right now. Obviously now you can't fight your null, but imagine Veigar's. You see how Brand and Seraphine are walking into Veigar. See Veigar fighting. Rush right here. Boom. Ult Brand or ult Seraphine or Jarvan. And then you could 3v3. Sal's is in the range too. Could go well. Even right now, look, Seraphine and Jarvan are walking up mid. I would love to ult on Seraphine here, right? But your ult's down. Now we do it, and she instantly gets one shot. It's just late because I wish we were here earlier, so our Sal's isn't so low, right? Really good W. Nice. You blocked a Brand ult. I saw that. But yeah, all these seconds matter. Like I'm being a stickler about it, but see how I've shown multiple examples of this game of how like being somewhere 5 seconds faster, or leaving a dragon 20 seconds earlier, or basing earlier. Like all these like 5, 10, 20 seconds, they stack up. They matter a lot. Here, I would personally pull Baron, right? All 5 of my teammates are alive, right? And 3 enemies are dead, and Seraphine's bot. So in reality, this Baron is a 4v1, right? You 1, 2, 3. Raul's gonna be there. And right now, Seraphine, these two don't exist. They're both bot. 3 people dead. So you guys are 4v1 versus Jarvan. Jarvan's the only one alive, right? Do you think Jarvan's gonna be able to walk into, Veigar cage, Silasy, thing? Let's say Rel doesn't get there in time. She will, but let's say she doesn't. It's still 3v1. Can Jarvan 3v1 you guys? Nope. Can he walk in for a smite versus cage? Nope. So why can't you guys just go 3 men the Baron, right? You guys are all full HP, full mana on all 3 of you two, right? Anytime mid late game you get 2, 3 people are dead, it's insta Baron, it's insta Dragon, it's insta Elder. And I'm telling you right now, if you get a 22-minute Baron, the game ends on the spot. Like you guys it's just too hard for the enemy team to come back because that's just how Baron is. You break inhibs, you break towers, you get the gold from that. You get the gold from the actual Baron itself. So I think that's probably your first game, like not game losing, game winning lost opportunity. That's the correct way to word it. Team gets caught here. I don't think it's your fault. I would be spam danger caution pinging them, saying I'm on my way, I'm on my way, wait for me, danger, danger, danger. Um, they wouldn't even be in this position personally, but I wouldn't say that's your fault. And unfortunately, I think you have to just give this dragon. Is it their soul or something? Oh, it is their soul. Wow, you can't give it. That sucks. The only fix is just letting Veigar die and holding your ult. Then you ulta here when you have an ult. You still have an ulta, by the way, and this guy's fucking dead. So I think you just wasted your ult. Give this guy, and maybe we can 45 because 45 with your ult still. But 45ing and ult is basically 3v5 because Nocturne is just not useful champ with that ult. So I think now you have to give it sadly. Or now it's just again it's maybe you guys go in the 45 just because you're so fed as yours fed. In this case, Yon actually has a TB, so it actually would have been a 44, and I think 44 is winning. You just have no ult, so it's not actually 44. It's technically 34 because again you're just useless that ult. You did 700 damage that fight. If you look top left, I guarantee you the fucking Rel support did 700 damage this fight with just her Zeeks or something. So, really have to be really conservative with our ult. Kill this guy, and say kill this guy, I'm spam pinging Baron if I'm you. Okay, Sal's did it for you, but this is the logic. Good, now Sal's got chunks, so now we can't, sadly. Okay, Spam ult, spam ult, spam ult, spam ult. Kill Jarvan. Nice. And spam bang, spam Baron, 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 spam bang Baron. Oh shit. Yeah, I mean you're just useless with that ult. Can't really do much. Team's fighting without you too. Not your fault. Brand happens to walk up too far up. You go on him instantly. Nice W. Q. Nah, you just don't. Well, your champ's just useless with that ult. That's it. That's literally it. Oh, you're tweaking out. You're tweaking out. You're tweaking out. Ah. Okay, nice kill. And same thing as last time. 50-second death count. Spam ping Baron, right? It's 45. Baron fight, 45. Then you have ult up, insta ult. Look to fight. Boom, Jarvan's dead. Spam ping Baron. Ult, 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 ult. Kill Yone. Kill Brand. Kill Seraphine. Dive, dive, dive. Go in. Alright, I think you have to wait a little more. I know I yelled spam in, but it's on the Yone. Just wait for Yone, Yone to come back and then go in. Yone's definitely the strongest guy under like out of the 3 people alive, Brand, Seraphine thing, he's definitely the strongest guy, right? Also, when you see the thing that you can be patient here is you're just pushing bot. I didn't realize. Maybe you didn't realize in game two. But so you're actually not 3v5 here. You're actually 4v3. But the Veigar got chunked. Like the Veigar, you saw the Veigar get chunked to Africa. So you're actually 3v3 here. So you actually have even numbers. You don't have any advantage here. And also, this is like dream scenario for them. They're all AoE champs, Brand AoE, Seraphine AoE, and you guys all clumped up. Zero not being here is pretty troll though. Zero TP too. So honestly, I think you could have played this fight better, slower, but I'm down to cope and just say blame our top laner for not TPing, because if he TPs here, you guys probably just win the game on the spot. But to be more objective about how we can do, just need to be a little more patient. You also, I'm pretty sure you spell shield nothing either, right? Oh, you spell shield, you don't know actually, never mind. So that's pretty bad. Looks like they didn't get Baron, that's all that really matters. And here again, same thing, don't even go mid, just pull Baron. Look, there's 2 dead. So it's a 3v5, just do Baron. Maybe kill this guy, maybe you don't, I don't really care. All I know is chasing this guy's a risk. Maybe his teammates fall behind him, maybe Brand shows up, you have to flash to kill him. But the Baron's guaranteed 3v5. And this is good, but now you have no flash for Elder. I would love to have flash for Elder if I was you, right? Who knows how that would be useful. Or maybe flash for this fight, you know? Okay, base. There's no way you could do this in time. Oh, I lied. You did it on time. Good job. That's crazy. Alright, good job. Elder. Any fight now is winning because you have Elder. But you have no ult. Do you have to ult this guy? Nah, don't ult. Like, you saw this guy stuck. You saw this guy's in the cage. Just walk up, auto attack him. Right? This guy dies to literally what 2 autos, profane proc, and like a Veigar Q. You have Elder, right? So don't even ult. Again, you've seen this game how every single time you have no ult, you're just completely fucking useless, right? Um, and here you're ignoring your team. Like I know we just said you have no ult, but if your team fights, you have to be there, right? At this point, you're 6 item champion with Elder. Even with that ult, you can still at least auto attack, especially because you're lethality. Your autos do like what 500 damage per. Your Q does fucking like probably 800 damage. So I'm not saying you win this fight, but if your entire team dies, then who cares anyways, right? But again, I think the bigger part is that you're using ult on an already dead guy, right? If you had ult here and you had ult for this fight, this could potentially you could potentially be the game winner. You could potentially ace them here and then just run it down mid, right? So I think you have to be when you're playing in Nocturne, you have to be really, really, really more conservative with your ult. You're just using your ult on every guy you see with no hesitation, and then your ult's always down for the really important big fights that are actually deciding the game. You know? Okay. Deciding split push when you're. I think split pushing in the mid game usually makes sense when you're like close to an item or close to like a level up. In this case, you're 6 items, six level 18. You don't need wait. You don't need any more gold or waves or tower. You're full build, right? At this point, you're just play with your team. If you want to fight this guy, you better sell those merchandise for tab eyes or for another item. But I think that definitely at this point it definitely should be team fighting with your team. Every single time you've team fought with your team with ult up this game, you've won the team fight. Every time you've fought without ult or just haven't fought, you've lost. And now you decide you want to split push and you refuse to fight with your team. I don't know. I think this game is winnable. I do think your team controlled it quite a bit. I don't think it was like you solo lost your team in the game or anything. But I do think that you have to work on holding your ult more, mid later, and then all the stuff I talked about early game too applies to I think more less hesitation, Be more confident in the plays you're choosing, right? And a bunch of other stuff. But if you have any questions, message me on Discord. It's Chad Jungle on the right hand side in the Jungle Kingdom. If you have any questions, let me know. All right, bye bye.